are just going to review this because it'll be helpful for you in some of the stuff that we're going to do. It also is great ACT knowledge because it helps you do some questions really quickly that otherwise would take you a lot longer. So special right triangles. So whenever we have a right triangle, we can use trig to find the lengths of the sides and the angles. So trig works on any and every right triangle. But we are going to learn about using special right triangles basically just to make us a little bit faster in some instances. So there are a couple types of triangles that show up a lot, not just in math class, but in life. And those are the 45, 45, 90 triangles. So we have a right triangle where both of our angles are 45 degrees. This is called a 45, 45. '90 triangle, or sometimes this is called an isosceles that might have an S right there. I think it does. Right triangle. Sometimes you'll have an isosceles right triangle. If these two sides are equal to each other, then the angles across from them have to be equal to each other. So just the dash. Yeah, 45, 45, 90. Yeah. So if we know the length of the short side of a 45, 45, 90 triangle, then the other leg is going to have the same length because it's isosceles. Those two are the same. And the hypotenuse, anybody remember? It'll be x times square root of 2. Okay, so an example that you might see. You might have a triangle that looks like this. And they might tell you that the length of this side right here is 5. And they might ask you for the hypotenuse. So I could set up a trig equation for that, but if I know 45, 45, 90 triangles, I know that the leg times the square root of 2 gives me the hypotenuse. So x would just equal 5 square root of 2. And we can do that really quickly. Also, if our answer choices are in exact form like this, we don't have to type things into the calculator to check it. The ones where you're given the hypotenuse are just a little bit tougher. So if I have a 45, 45, 90 triangle, and I know that doesn't look right there at all, and I know that this side right here is 9. So to get the hypotenuse, I had to multiply by the square root of 2. So if I have the hypotenuse, what do I have to do to get the leg? Divide by the square root of 2. So if this side right here was my x, x would equal 9 divided by the square root of 2. We typically can't leave it like that, so we would have to rationalize that, which we practiced a little bit in here. We'd have to multiply the top and the bottom by square root of 2, which would give us 9 square root of 2 all over 2. Okay, so these are just sort of like shortcut rules to have memorized. We also need to look at the 30, 60, 90 triangle. And so in the 30, 60, 90 triangle, the short leg is the one that you want to know. If you know the shortest leg, which is going to be the side across from the 30-degree angle, then 2 times that shortest leg will give you the hypotenuse. And the longer leg is going to be x times the square root of 3. And so if we have it a 30, 60, 90 triangle and we knew this side was 2, and let's say this is A and this is B. So if I knew I had this 30, 60, 90 triangle, I've already got the short side of this. Then to find the hypotenuse, which is B, I would just do 2 times 2, which would give me 4. So you just double the short leg to get the longer leg, or not the longer leg, the hypotenuse. And then for my A, I've got the short leg. I have to multiply it by square root of 3 to get that longer leg. So I'd have 2 square root of 3. Real quick, we're going to do one more example. Let's say, I think the most difficult ones are whenever you're given the long leg, so let's say that's 10. So short leg to the long leg, I have to multiply by the square root of 3. So if I want to find, let's call this side right here A. If I want to find the short leg, I've got to divide by the square root of 3. So for A, I would have 10 divided by the square root of 3. And so we can rationalize that real quick. Multiply by square root of 3 over square root of 3. We get 10 square root of 3 over 3. And then if we're asked for the hypotenuse, to get B, we would have to take our answer for A, 10 square root of 3 over 3, and we have to multiply it by 2, which 2 is 2 over 1, so we'd multiply things on the outside together, so we'd get 20 square root of 3 on that in that numerator, and then 3 times 1 gives us 3 in the denominator. Okay, so sorry for keeping you